spotlight at the Sim Gaming Expo in Schaumburg, Illinois, where a 15-car grid brings together established stars and rising talent. On one of sim racing's biggest stages, these drivers are set for a showcase defined by experience, speed, and the ever-present element of unpredictability. As our battleground today is the virtual Sonoma Raceway, a course that blends the sweeping asphalt of California's wine country with an unforgiving dirt climb up the carousel in reverse. Measuring just under a mile, it offers elevation changes and technical dirt corners that punish mistakes instantly. And the Joker lap here adds a layer of strategy. We'll bypass the jump and witness close racing at the merge into turn one all evening. In NASA Rallycross, our format is as follows. We are finishing open practice now, which leads into a 3-lap single-car qualifying session that splits the field equally into 2 6-lap heat races. The top 4 will transfer to the feature automatically, and the rest of our drivers sent to the consolation race. That's also 6 laps, and it will set the grid for our 12-lap, 16-driver feature race for all the marbles. And unique to NASA Rallycross, 2 jokers are taken the entire evening. With Dustin Ollis at the production table and Brian Sawyer next to me at the commentary desk, my name is Josh Mertz as we welcome you to Schaumburg, Illinois at the Sim Gaming Expo. And Brian, it's the opening day of the Expo. We had an awesome content creators race earlier, and it's NASA's turn to take the stage. How are you, and what are your thoughts as we get ready to roll here in Sonoma?
I'm doing great, Josh. Got everything fixed inside so you can hear me now, so I can actually talk this time. So yeah, love Sonoma. It's a great rallycross track. Not too technical. We got some new guys out here. We got all these guys racing rallycross with some formula rims, so it's going to be a new experience for some of them. Some of them I know have driven with like this before, but looking at the times, we got Kieran Lifflander, one of the fastest kids in the world, all the way at the top already. Class Kreutzer, Eric Kaplinger, but I think we're about to go to qualifying here.
As we are about to advance, Kieran Lifflander from South Carolina, reigning lights world champion Klaus Kreutzer, Eric Kaplinger had a duel in the Futures division last season as well. As we get ready to qualify here in Sonoma, 3 laps, and it's so important to get a grid spot. We talk about it all the time, but especially these rallycross tracks. If you're second or third in line, Brian, you're going to be stuck in the dirt. It's not going to be a fun time.
You want to get first turn on this track. It's called the bowling alley for a reason. You want to be out in front of the incident that is almost likely going to occur.
As first car on track is Zach Plum in the 76. Over the jump in the Subaru. We got Ray Bracey right behind him. But let's ride on board car number 76 and take a lap here in Sonoma. Tricky turn 1. You want to utilize the curb as much as you can. Some guys utilize the grass there on driver's right. Don't get too far to the cone. Don't hit the curb. It'll push you wide, or you're going to slow down over the crest and down the hill, Brian. Also tricky in the carousel. You want to utilize the dirt and the grass for the grip strips, but you go too far, iRacing will slap you with a giant slowdown and plumb off the road in the 76. Off the NASCAR chute and down to the final corner. Joker on driver's right, we'll notice that. About a car width off the apex over the jump in the 76. And he will cross the line to set the benchmark in the Subaru. And 43.547, Chris Susky in the 96 behind him crosses the line. 43.9, Zach Evans, 44.3, apologies there. Alex Larson, 43.5, he goes P1. As times roll in here in qualifying. Kapler near second, 42.409. Klaus, 41.5. It's a repeat of the NASA Rallycross Futures Championship, Brian, with these two at the top of the board for now, because the fastest kid in the world, Kieran Lifflander, yet to make a qualifying lap.
Yeah, I don't see Kieran on track yet. So Klaus and Eric just get the battle it out, as they have been doing for quite a few seasons now. Waiting for the moment where Kieran shows up on track. But all these other guys doing pretty good. Chris Husky, I think, making his rallycross debut right now, 42.9. It actually pops up to a sixth, as I talked about it.
As Dorian Leverett goes to, well, went to third, now back to fourth. Jacob Collins to second. Kaplinger to second again. Justin Wadsworth to fifth. And Kieran Lifflander is fired up off screen. That's Subaru car number 20, the kid from South Carolina. And now he begins his qualifying run. And a lot of these guys are going to finish up their third lap and utilize the rest of the track time, get as much practice as you can. We focus on Liftlander riding on board car number 20. Perhaps, Brian, he's learned his lesson from before when he used to make a slight mistake on a qualifying lap and park the car. Well, we'll see. Up turn 1, into turn 2, running a little bit wider in turn 1 than expected. Wadsworth goes to third in the 19, 9 tenths off of Kreutzer. Over rotating, left rear was on the paint through the carousel. And it's a tricky corner, Brian, going up the hill there. Car gets very light because of the dirt, because of the hill. Easy to make a mistake.
Exactly. I think he's good though. Going a little wide there, not going to get too much of an off track or time penalty. It's really the first big section uphill. You go a little too wide, cut the grass, it's going to hit you with a big penalty. You got to go to the runoff. Make sure you bleed the time because it will grow and grow.
40.336 for Liftlander, top of the board. As just trying to take a look and see if anybody else is left with a qualifying run. They are not. Liftlander is the only car left. So let's ride on board car number 20. Let's enjoy this last qualifying lap for Liftlander. Kieran's second qualifying lap was a 40.583, so let's see if he will improve as the only car left to finish a qualifying run. Final corner, over the jump, and across the line for Liftlander car number 20, 40.2. He does improve by about a tenth of a second. And Brian, that's qualifying done and dusted.
That's qualifying done and dusted. We're going to take a look at the qualifying results here in just a second. We got Kieran Liftlander, Klaus Kreutzer, Eric Kaplinger, Justin Wadsworth, Jacob Collins, Dorian Levelier, Austin Hunt, Alex Larson, Chris Susky, Zach Flom, Zach Evans, Jim Herrick, Ray Bracy, William Burrell, and Dave Huck.
And doesn't look like Dave Huck made a qualifying run, so 15th and last in qualifying and in the session, but no qualifying lap just yet. So everybody finished up. Got about 4 minutes left to go in qualifying. Perfect opportunity. If you like what you see, NASASimRacing.com, been going for 13 years. Every skill level welcomed, from rookies that just bought your rig and your Logitech G29, or if you've got one of those, what is it, $50,000 motion rigs, Brian, any skill level welcome. As it looks like we're gonna get ready to head to heat number 1 here in Sonoma. And our grid for our first heat race. Kieran Liftlander on pole position. Then it'll be Kaplinger, Jacob Collins, Austin Hunt. As front row for those two, Collins and Hunt, third and fourth. Chris Susky, Zach Evans. And then it's Ray Bracy and David Huckleberry for our 7th and 8th qualifiers for this first heat race. 6 laps, 2 jokers as we get ready for the first heat race here in Sonoma.
Top 4 from this race instantly go to the feature. Bottom 4 will go to the LCQ. Everybody's going to make the final. Just figuring out the order we're going to start it up with.
As all cars on the grid. Front row, Liftlander, Kaplinger, and Collins. One car jumps. It's Susky in the 96. And green flag for heat 1. Off the line. Liftlander, great start. Collins clears Cap down to turn 1. Hand to the inside of Cap. Pushes him wide. Susky crosses in front of Bracy and Evans. He will have a post-race penalty due to the jump start. As Evans and Bracy side by side over the jump. For the first time, we begin the first lap. No jokers off the initial start. You have to begin the first lap, go around, and then you can take the joker lap. You will get a penalty post-race if you decide to joker off the start.
They puck super wide off the first turn. You got to get that car real slow. Make sure you keep it glued to the inside line, or else you wind up out in the grass.
And these cars with all-wheel drive, very, very tricky. You pin the throttle, you expect just the rear tires to grip. Nope, just kidding. It's going to be all of them. And it's easy to push out wide. Tell a lot of the new guys to Rallycross how to be fast. Well, you got to drive like an egg is under the gas pedal, because if you flat-foot it, it's not going to be a good time. It might look super cool, but not going to be fast at all. And Brian, is that the normal line for the supercars? They're running deep into turn one.
Yeah, they've been getting a little wider recently. Some little changes. Used to be hug the inside. You'll see some of these cars coming out of the big transfer here, they're going super wide out to the grass. There's no penalty or anything for that. We go way out to the grass, use grass for a little rotation. Get a better exit on this next turn. Eric Kaplinger taking his first joker, first time of asking.
As Lifflander's jokered at the top end of the field. Collins stays out. Austin Hund jokers as well. Susky jokers as well. Bracy, Evans, and Huckleberry side by side into turn one. Thought about it. Evans versus Bracy. This is for 6th and for 7th. And I'll tell you who's breathing a sigh of relief, Brian. Austin Hund, because he's got Chris Susky breathing down his neck, but I think Susky will have that jump start penalty. As I say it, commentators curse. Hund has crashed, exiting the dirt. He's going to get passed by Susky, but he's also going to get passed by Ray Bracy. So he will have to go to the consolation. And while everybody transfers in the consolation, that's not a race you want to go through, Brian.
Yeah, it's gets a little archie-barchie down in the LCQs.
As we're taking a second look, just push it wide. It's so tricky. Like I said earlier, the car gets light, you push out wide, you hit the dirt, and off it goes into the wall. Update on joker strategy. Kaplinger has taken both of his. Lifflander has one left. Jacob Collins has one left in car number 4. As we stay focused on Susky and Bracy. All Bracy has to do is hang out with the 96, and he'll be transferred automatically through to the feature. Susky jokers, Bracy jokers. As we're out on board the Ford Fiesta of Ray Bracy, car number 7. As currently transfer spots, Lifflander, Kaplinger, Collins, and Susky, technically, before penalties are applied.
All right, Susky's getting a little gap there. He's got about 4 seconds, depending on how big of a gap he wants to have, or iRacing wants to give him. He might be able to make it happen. He might be able to hold on to that 4th position, Josh.
As Bracy jokers in the 7. We'll just have to see. On the road, he's looking good. As Bracy is, let's call it, a 1.5 seconds away from him. Meanwhile, up front, Lifflander over the jump. And Kieran Lifflander, pole position for NASA Rallycross Live at the Sim Gaming Expo. Kid from South Carolina wins heat number 1. And Kaplinger will come home in the 2nd spot. Jacob Collins and Susky has made a mistake in the 96, so we don't even have to discuss penalties, Brian. Bracy got by him. Collins in 3rd. And Bracy will take the transfer spot. And that's the thing about Rallycross. Anything can happen. It usually does. And when you think everything's swell, just kidding. The game has changed.
Yeah, exactly. When you got a car 4 wheels off the ground, you took that jump just a little wrong, who knows what's going to happen. You land sideways, go flipping, have another car run into you.
Lifflander, Kaplinger, Collins, Bracy to the feature automatically. Austin Hund, Zach Evans, Chris Susky, David Huckleberry will go through to the consolation as we get ready to grid up for heat number 2. Klaus Kreutzer on pole position. Justin Wadsworth will be next to him. And then it'll be Doran Lelevre, Alex Larson in the 12th. Zach Plum, Jim Herrick, and William Burrell, 7th and last in heat number 2. 7 cars, 6 laps, 2 jokers. Top 4 will transfer automatically here in Sonoma.
Got another jump start from the same grid spot, 5th position. Those drivers just
missing
like
the start was Klaus, making contact with Larson off the line with the jump start of Plum. 2 mistakes, 1 car wide, it was Wadsworth. Here comes Lelevre in the 14. Locks up the rear brake, slides it wide. Kreutzer tries to take the advantage over the jump to begin the first lap. 3 cars under a blanket, then it's Larson, Burrell, Herrick, and Plum in the back of the field. Into turn 1. We've seen multiple lines already. Kreutzer looks to the inside, locks up the right front potentially, but he utilizes the grip on corner entry, gets past Wadsworth in the 19. You talked about a bowling alley, Brian, and that's why there's no room. It is essentially a street circuit heading down to turn 1 off the start here in Sonoma.
Josh, I got to commend these guys, though. We've had no real massive pileups in turn 1. They're racing on unfamiliar sim rigs. They've all done an excellent job of maintaining control.
As Lelevre will lead at the end of the first lap, unless Kreutzer has anything to say about it. 1 car jokering is Larson in the 12. It's looking like it's a 2-car tandem at Daytona. These are rally cars at Sonoma, gentlemen, not stock cars. And still battle for the lead, Lelevre and Kreutzer. Larson in 3rd, Wadsworth 4th, Burrell, Plum, Herrick, the remaining running order. Up the hill, now down the hill. Undulating terrain of the Sonoma Raceway in California. And Lelevre, right rear on the dirt, it's going to push him out wide, and Kreutzer takes the spot, and Lelevre's in the fence. He drops down to 4th. Unless he can get the car restarted, he can. He'll hold that transfer spot for now. Wadsworth and Larson battling. Wadsworth says, nah, just kidding, I'm going to joker. And Kreutzer,
wide joker entry for Wadsworth there. Lost a little time. You only gain about 1.5 seconds per lap when you do the joker. Might have burned it all with that wide entry.
So we took a second look at the 14 of Lelevre. Back running in the Subaru. As Kreutzer, Wadsworth, Larson, Lelevre, the transfer spots. Burrell, Herrick, Plum on the outside looking in heat number 2. Kreutzer has taken his second joker. Strategy's done. As we have a battle for 6th between Herrick and Plum. As Burrell jokers ahead of them. And it doesn't matter if it's for the lead, for 7th, or if it's in a feature, if it's for 12th, Brian. In NASA Rallycross, these guys fight for every single position like it's for the World Championship. And Plum to the inside of Herrick into turn 1. Way wide is the 40. And Plum should take that easily. He does in the 76.
Exactly, Josh. Every grid spot matters here when you're coming through a 12 or 16, 15 car feature here today. 15 spot back, you're gonna be dealing with a lot of traffic if something happens up front. So be very careful.
As Justin Wadsworth has taken his second joker, and so does Lelevre. We're going to battle for 3rd between the 14 and the 12. Larson, Lelevre hit the transition from asphalt to dirt, side by side. Argy-bargy racing in Sonoma. Lelevre takes the spot. That's what I was mentioning earlier, Brian. When you get that joker merge just perfect, you can fight a guy into turn 1 and fight him up the hill, take the spot.
Exactly. You're coming in with a lot more speed. You didn't just come over a jump. You're not regathering the car. A little more control, stability. You definitely hold that inside line.
As Kreutzer takes the white flag in car number 77. Ahead of Justin Wadsworth in the 19. Doran Lelevre in the 14. Alex Larson in the 12. Those 4 guys in the transfer spots right now.
Almost had an incident in the back between Zach Plum and William Morrell. William took the joker lap right in front of Zach. Zach was not ready for that. Had to hit the brakes real hard.
Here comes Zach again, though. Off the track went Burrell, still battling for the 6th spot.
He takes that position back.
Meanwhile, up front, Klaus Kreutzer, after being bowled into off the start, heads up front, takes the lead, takes the win of heat number 2. As Justin Wadsworth will come home in second. Third will be Dorian Lelever after ending up in the fence on the front straight. Alex Larson fourth and final transfer car. Followed by Zach Plum to the semifinal consolation. Jim Herrick and William Burrell in the 21.
It's my favorite time, Josh. Consolation time.
It's not my favorite. When I ended up in there, and we battled once or twice before, and then you have to focus on being in a certain transfer spot, and then you're not. It's not a fun time. It's a great show, not a fun time. Grid for the consolation, Austin Hunt, Jim Herrick, and then Zach Evans, William Burrell, Chris Susky and Zach Plum, and David Huckleberry in 7th and last. Normally we'd have eliminations, but everyone will transfer to the feature race here at the Sim Gaming Expo in Schaumburg as we await Jim Herrick to grid in car number 40. Everybody's gridded, another 6 laps, 2 jokers. Consolation time in Sonoma.
Got a jump from the second.
Another jump start for Herrick this time in the 40. Green flag off the line. Evans and Hunt down to the first corner. Hunt takes the spot. No contact, very clean. Evans got hung up, though, by the 40 of Herrick. Jokering his Plum. That's going to be a penalty in the 76. As Evans all over the track in the 9.
Quite a few with your black flags out here. Josh, we get the 76 car taking the Joker before the first lap around, so that's Zach Plum. We had the jump start from Jim Herrick, and I think we have one more here.
David Huckleberry listed as a black flag as well in the 52. So now it's a matter of whose penalty's worse and where everyone's going to finish. It's going to be interesting in a couple moments' time. So technically on the road, Susky leads. He jokers. Plum is in second. At the end of the first lap, we've got Susky up front. Then it's Austin Hunt, Zach Plum, William Burrell, Zach Evans. Side by side, it's Susky and Hunt. As Ford versus Volkswagen here in NASA Rallycross.
Had a few jump starts.
As battle for fourth, we had Burrell and Herrick making contact. Might be having some technical issues, but no worries there.
Looks like we lost our live feed. We have it internally, Josh.
So, at the end of lap 2, Susky leads. Hund in second. Plum in third. Fourth is Burrell. Fifth is Herrick. Sixth is Evans. Seventh is Huckleberry. Joker rotation-wise, Susky's strategy's done. He can run laps, try and pull away. Hund has one left. Plum has taken both of them, but he still has a penalty. So does Herrick. Those are all post-race, so Zach Plum's not going to have a fun time in the feature grid. It's going to be way down there for him. Across the line, winning the consolation race. Austin Hund on the road in second. Zach Plum crosses in third. Remember, he's got that penalty. As William Burrell will be in the fourth position. Zach Evans fifth, sixth Jim Herrick, and seventh David Huckleberry. But we'll just have to wait and see what the results say once everybody crosses the line.
There it goes. Chris Susky, Austin Hunt, William Burrell, Zach Plum, Zach Evans, Jim Herrick, David Huckleberry.
So Plum doesn't go too far down. 5-minute warm-up.
I think we're going to use it to wait for Dustin to get all of our stuff back. Josh, we've had three races, 3 jump starts. Shows how difficult it is to get these cars launched correctly. Normally, if you're launching it right, you're holding the handbrake, you're holding the handbrake down, you're pressing the brake, giving it a little gas, getting that car set backwards. These brake pedals are very strong brake pedals. They're excellent brakes. But you've got to really, it's kind of hard to find the exact limit of where you need to be pressing it in order to not let it slip.
I mean, so you and I have won NASA championships, and we both ran laps this morning, and it is very different, very tough brake pedal. You put pressure on, you're expecting the car to stop. No way, you're not stopping. You have to smash your foot down, basically, to get the car to stop. As working through some stuff. Hey, we're back. Look at that. As we're working on some technical difficulties. Apologies, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Sim Gaming Expo. Brian Sawyer and myself, Josh Mertz from the Automotive Sports Network, hanging out, having some fun with NASA Rallycross Live. And just a reminder, NASASimRacing.com. We got a split for every skill level. If you're just starting out in sim racing, or if you eat, sleep, and breathe sim racing, got a spot for you. Great community. Be sure to come hang out and join us.
We got a new season starting, what, next week, Josh?
September 14th, Brian, is the schedule that we have. Yes. So.
Or a week and a half.
That is going to be season 34 of the World Championship, dating back to July of 2012. So awesome to be here. Thanks for hanging out with us. As in warm-up, let's see. Who do we got? Got Zach Plum, 45.4. He's in 8th. Klaus Kreutzer in 2nd, 41.4. Kieran Lifflander, 40.3. We'll be back going with all of our graphics and all that fun stuff in just a moment. And then, Brian, I think we're good to go here in Sonoma.
Maybe, maybe not.
So, let us jump to gridding for the feature here in Sonoma at the Sim Gaming Expo in Schaumburg as we are finishing up warm-up. Are you ready, Brian? We need all of our protective equipment. Hard hats, glasses, gloves. We got 15 cars going into turn 1. Okay, let's take a breath. Let's anchor ourselves to our seats and get ready, because this is going to be a great time. Our grid for the feature: Kieran Lifflander, Klaus Kreutzer, Eric Kaplinger, Justin Wadsworth, Jacob Collins, Dorian Lelevre, Ray Bracey, Alex Larson, Chris Susky, Austin Hunt, William Burrell, Zach Plum, Zach Evans, Jim Herrick, and David Huckleberry. 15 cars. And we're going to have 12 laps. We go green at the Sim Gaming Expo in Schaumburg. Off the line, Lifflander, great start compared to Kreutzer and Kaplinger on the outside. One car around, Kreutzer gets turned by Collins. Into the back of the field goes the 77. Jokering on the start lap is Alex Larson. He's going to get thrown to the back, or at least a penalty for that one. Over the jump, Kaplinger and Collins battling. This will be for second on the road. Or rather, third on the road. We had 2 cars do that,
Josh. We had Larson and Herrick do it.
Into turn 1, 4 wide with Wadsworth, Lelevre, and we've got Collins and Bracey as well. Lelevre, great run off the hill, trying to get past Wadsworth. Larson and Kaplinger battling. If I'm Kaplinger, I'd be furious. You're battling a penalized car with the illegal joker for car number 12. Looking to the inside, 2 cars side by side. It's Lelevre and Wadsworth. Then it's Collins, Plum, Hund, Bracey, and Herrick. Jokering is Kaplinger. And jokering is Lelevre. As Lifflander led at the end of the first lap, car number 20. Kaplinger sits in second, Lelevre third, Larson fourth, tentatively. Then it's Wadsworth. Collins off the road, gets passed by Bracey in the 7, Ford versus Volkswagen. And Collins, great run off the corner. Now down the hill and up the hill. puts the right rear on the dirt, over-rotates the car. Zach Plum says thank you very much, utilizes the grip, takes the spot, battle for the 8th position. We got Wadsworth battling Larson as well, and Wadsworth clears him. Immediately, Jokers hits the brakes in front of him. And jokering is Lelevre. Strategy should be complete on the 14, and it is. Exiting the Joker's Kreutzer, exiting the Joker's Hund. As contact with Bracey and Kreutzer into turn 1, and the 7 is turned. Side by side exiting the Joker merge, common occurrence there.
Contact back between the 7th and the 6th car. Oh, Zach Evans and Bracey. Zach Evans got the worst of it. He's off the track. We got a couple cars stopped in the back completely.
As everyone looks like they're refired. Susky off the track. We take a second look at the 7 getting turned. Alex Larson's made contact with the wall. And Wadsworth and Lelevre battling for the 2nd position.
It was not the best rejoin, Josh.
It's easy to do. You get blinded by, I have to get this car back on the road and going. You just ignore everything else that's happening. It's happened once or twice to me as well, so totally
Very
get
hard.
that.
It's such a wide turn, too, that you really can't see all the way to the right. See where they're coming from. All you got is the relative box.
As Kieran Lifflander will begin lap number 5, we've got 2 cars on track. Kreutzer and Larson dueling. Alex Larson making his NASA debut in the way of Klaus Kreutzer, reigning champion. They make contact over the jump. Austin Hund likes this as they take halfway. Oh, so close. I thought Kreutzer was going to get turned into turn 1. Nothing doing there. As we've lost Burrell, Evans, and Susky in the back of the field, just to keep everybody updated. Larson now doorbanging with Austin Hund for the 6th position. They make contact again. Around Larson goes in the 12. Collins says thank you very much. 2-for-1 special. Maybe, unless Hund can seal the deal, he cannot, and move Collins up to the 6th position.
Larson lost a few positions, Josh, but the way this race has been going, you just keep going. He's getting turned again, but you keep going. You might gain a few with the way everybody's been spinning here.
Yeah. So now Alex Larson is still trying to get turned around. He is in front of race leader Kieran Lifflander, now a lap down, smoke billowing from that VW Beetle. So
that car is done. Once that car's on fire, you give it maybe a lap or 2, and then the engine's going to blow.
As Lifflander takes cross flags halfway home here in NASA Rallycross in Sonoma. As jokering is the 277 at Kaplinger. His strategy's done. As Kaplinger battles Wadsworth. And now Kaplinger trying to set his sights on Dorian Lelevre in the 14. Lelevre's last lap, 42.1. Kaplinger's fastest lap looks like it's a 41.7. And that was on lap 3. That was with a good track, so off the road he goes. As we see the gap, 1.2 seconds between them. And Cap actually looking like he's going to best his best lap here. Larson's still motoring on, Brian, in the 12. The car hasn't blown up yet.
It's holding on, Josh. Kieran lifted almost 12 seconds on. Unbelievably fast. He's just gone.
We talk about it in the World Championship races, that Kieran Lifflander, 14 career wins in the World Championship, 18 in the Lights World Championship, 3 consecutive runner-up finishes to Evan McFarland in the World Championship. And he beat both of us in the Lights World Championship this last season. And he's proving why he's one of the best in the world, taking lap number 9. Lelevre trying to get by Larson, and around he goes.
Lap traffic.
Comes out in front of, was that in front of Wadsworth in the 19? I'm not sure if that's going to be a track cut for the 14. It was going all well until it wasn't. And to add insult to injury, he has that issue with Larson, and Larson's car has died going into turn number 1. I want to echo your point about if you make a mistake or you spin or you crash or whatever, it's the philosophy in NASA Sim Racing. Don't give up. Don't quit. You're going to crash lap 1. Okay. keep driving. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I can tell you stories upon stories about that one.
In the wall on the outside of the, coming out of the dirt. So he came out a little too hard, hit the wall, scrapes it. About to take a jump, but his car's still fine. He's got a nice little gap there, so he'll just keep on moving. Justin Wadsworth not too far behind. Gained a little time there, right behind him. Dorian.
Kraus isn't done with Dorian. This battle's looking good. Wide goes Dorian in the 14. Kreutzer to the inside. Nearly contact between them. Lelevre closes the door. Currently sitting in 4th. After all of those issues that he's had, like I said, in 4th spot. Okay. Not expected. Kieran takes 2 laps to go. 10.5 seconds up. Now we've got Kaplinger still 2nd. Wadsworth 3rd. 4th Lelevre. Looks like everybody's Joker strategy pretty solved at the moment. Lelevre over the jump, trying to get by Huckleberry. And we're out on board Kreutzer in the 77. Into turn 1. He takes 2 laps to go. Lelevre runs a shallow line into the corner. Kreutzer wider line, later apex, utilizing the grass. They both run the right sides on there.
Dorian might have just gotten a time penalty there. He cut that track a little bit. I'm not seeing anything yet, but it's very easy to get a 2 to 3 second time penalty right there.
As Lelevre pushed off the road. And we head up front. Kieran Lifflander takes the final lap, halfway through the final lap. And this kid always super fast. It's a spectacle to watch in the World Championship splits, to watch the best in the world do it. And every single race that goes by, it's just amazing to see. Final corner for car number 20, Kieran Lifflander, reigning NASA Rallycross Lights World Champion, over the jump. And he's going to take the victory through at the Sim Gaming Expo, NASA Rallycross Live at Sonoma in Schaumburg. Eric Kaplinger in the 277, 10.5 seconds, looking like, according to timing. He'll come over the jump, and he will cross the line. 3rd is Justin Wadsworth. 4th, Dorian Lelevre. 5th will be Kraus Kreutzer. Jacob Collins. Jokering at the very end is Collins. Zach Blum in 7th. Austin Hund 8th, Jim Herrick 9th, Ray Bracey 10th, David Huckleberry 11th. Looks like Herrick, I think, had that penalty from jumping the start, I believe, or a slowdown. Larson Burrell, Evan Susky, rounding out our order. Let's take a second look, really quick, at the official results. Lifflander, Kaplinger, Wadsworth, Lelevre, Kreutzer, Collins, Plum, Hund, Bracey, and Herrick, the top 10. And it's Huckleberry, Larson, Burrell, Evans, and Susky. And Brian Sawyer is set to find our race winner, Kieran Lifflander.
Kieran Lifflander, we got to do this quick. We're running short on time. That was an excellent race. How are you feeling? How are you doing?
I'm feeling good. Yeah, just a big shout out to everybody on my shirt. Not sponsored by anybody. But yeah, huge shout out to Fanatec, OMP, yeah, GT Racer, everybody at Team KLR that makes this possible. And yeah, it was a great race. I know you kind of said to lay off a bit, but you know, it's just one of those things, a time attack, trying to put my name out there. And yeah, I think it was pretty successful. So yeah, wonderful race, and glad to be here. It's an honor.
Excellent race, Kieran. Glad to see you here. Glad to meet you. That's going to be it from us for a little bit. We got the GSI Open Wheel competition coming up next. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll have new commentators up here, and we'll be back later tonight.